Welcome to the Vista Vocational and Life Skills Center training series. In this segment, we will focus on safety and how to complete the monthly safety review. At Vista Vocational and Life Skills Center, we take the safety of our students and members very seriously. Every month, staff practice with the students and members how to prevent an emergency, how to recognize an emergency, and what to do if they find themselves in an emergency. The hope is that with practice, students will be able to respond appropriately if the emergency situation occurs. By giving you the tools to teach these skills, we are accomplishing our mission by giving our students and members the ability and confidence to live independently. The Life Skills Assistant Program Manager assigns a life skill instructor to review the safety review checklist at the beginning of each month. Refer to the student's individual safety review checklist. The life skill instructor should fill in all the information on the safety review checklist form. Put the exact date, including the year, in which the safety review was complete. Initial each section upon completion. If there is an item that needs attention, the life skill instructor should note it on the safety review and follow up to ensure that it is completed.
So our objective for today is to go through our safety review checklist. And we do this once a month to make sure that you're prepared in the case of an emergency and how you respond to an emergency situation.
Alrighty.
Okay, so our first thing is fire extinguishers. So do you know how to check a fire extinguisher?
No.
Okay. So what are you looking at when you look at your fire extinguisher?
Expiration date.
Okay, so where's the expiration date?
The bottom.
And when does this one expire?
December.
Okay. What else do you want to look at when you're looking at your fire extinguisher?
The gauge.
And do you know how to read the gauge?
Not really.
Okay. What you want to look at is to make sure that the arrow is in the green, which means it's charged. If the arrow's in the red, that means it's lost pressure and it won't work. So that means it's time to get a new fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Okay, so the next item on our safety review checklist is the smoke alarms. What can you tell me about the smoke alarms here at Trans?
They're connected to the firehouse.
Which means that we don't need to check the batteries in them. However, once you move to outreach, we're going to have to make sure that we check the batteries. So what I would do is I would push the button on the smoke alarm to make the beep go off, and that's the way we test the batteries. So the next item on our safety review checklist is carbon monoxide detectors. There's all different kinds of carbon monoxide detectors. Some have numbers on them, some don't. But basically, you test them all the same way, like you would a smoke alarm. So why don't you go ahead and show me how you test this one? Okay, good. So that means it's working. You want to treat these the exact same way you would a smoke alarm. If you hear the noise, you want to get out as soon as possible. What would you do once you got outside?
I would call 911.
Good. So the next thing that we need to talk about on our safety review is the escape ladder. Because you live on the first floor, you don't have an escape ladder. So that's something that we'll talk about again if you move. But for now, what would you do if your smoke alarm went off and you were laying in bed?
Jump through your window.
Okay. Well, let's practice opening the window to make sure that you know how to do it and that you could do it in an emergency.
Okay.
Good job. And then you could just push the screen right out.
Yep.
Okay, now we're going to go through your emergency bin to make sure that you have all the items that you need and that none of them have expired.
Okay. The luncheon meat expires in May of 2010. And this corn expires in December of 2011.
Good. Now we're going to go through the rest of this list to make sure that you have all of these items and that none of them have expired as well.
All right.
The life skill instructor should document the expiration dates for the food items in the emergency bin. Prior to the food expiring, the life skill instructor should assist the student with purchasing needed items.
So the next item on our safety review checklist is your flashlights.
Got one. So now what I need to do is make sure it's working and that the batteries are good. And yes, they are.
Good. Do you have a flashlight anywhere else other than in your emergency bin?
Yes, it should be on my nightstand by my bed.
Good. It's very important that you have more than one flashlight with batteries in it around your house in case the power ever goes out.
Yep.
Let's go check the flashlight in your bedroom. So the next item that we're going to go over in our safety review checklist is stranger awareness. So what are some of the things, Amelia, that you would want to take with you when you're going out walking at night?
A buddy, a cell phone, a whistle, a flashlight, and wearing a reflective vest.
Okay, good. It's really important to take those things with you, and it's always a good idea to have somebody walking with you, especially when it's at night. What would happen if you were waiting for the bus and it was raining out and someone that you didn't know approached you in their car and asked you if you wanted a ride?
I don't know. I'd be uncomfortable at first, so.
Well, what you would definitely want to say is no, and firmly. Okay. And then you would probably want to start walking away from the bus stop towards the business.
Yep.
Do you want to role play so you can get some practice at saying no?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So I'm a stranger and I'm driving. Hi, it's raining out and I'm headed in the same direction you are. Would you like a ride?
No.
Very good. The next item on our safety review checklist is a household check. What we need to do is we need to do a thorough check of the house to look for things that might be hazardous or dangerous. What are some things that we might be looking for?
Wires that people could trip on or that may cause fires.
Okay. Let's start in the bedroom.
Okay.
Why might that be hazardous?
Because it may start a fire by being on the heater.
That's right. So we probably want to take this out.
Okay.
And move it.
Right.
So some of the other things that we want to talk about along with the household check is safe practices at night. So what are some of the things that you're going to do before you get ready for bed?
Turn off all appliances, lock the windows and doors, and close my blinds.
Okay. Can you show me how you close your blinds?
Sure.
Good job. So the next item that we want to discuss on the safety review checklist is your escape route. Right now we're in your living room. What would you do if the fire alarm suddenly went off?
I would check the door.
Okay. Show me how you would check the door.
Okay, so I'd feel it, and then I'd feel the knob. And if it's hot, I would jump out the window and go to the meeting spot. And if this was cool, then I would go through the doors to the meeting spot outside.
Good. What would you do once you're at the meeting spot?
Call 911 immediately.
Good. Can you show me where your meeting spot is?
Sure, let's go.
Thank you for watching this video today. We hope you feel more prepared to teach the necessary skills to help our students and members respond to emergency situations. If you have additional questions, please feel free to discuss them with your supervisor, or you could always watch this video again. Thank you.